Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from WKYT News. Welcome in. Here we are in the middle of October now. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It is Wednesday, October 14th.
And now at 6 a.m. we are live at the scene of a death investigation that's going on right now in Lexington.
There is no school today in one Kentucky county after more threatening messages were found.
And how a Central Kentucky gym is putting its strength behind an effort to honor a fallen state trooper.
Current temperatures sitting in the 40s, a couple of 50s, but for the most part, low to mid 40s. It's a chilly start to the day. We head toward the afternoon, 67, we'll call it cool and sunny, but really the focus of the forecast is that frost potential, which is likely. And now we're looking at the potential for maybe even a freeze this weekend. I'll get into that in just about 5 minutes.
We have a lot going on this morning. WKYT beginning with a breaking news alert. Police are on the scene of a death investigation at this moment in Lexington. This scene is near Manowar and Nicholasville Road. Police say it has taken them hours to process the scene.
WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is joining us live with the latest on the investigation.
Yes, Lexington police are working a death investigation this morning as a body was found around 2 o'clock in the morning here near Nichols Park Drive. Now, right behind me is the Lowe's, and behind the Lowe's is railroad tracks. Now, on those tracks, there is a bridge over off of Manowar, and that's where the body was found. Now, the coroner was on the scene finding that body. Now, police say they got a call around 2 o'clock this morning about a possible fight, but they have not determined if that is exactly the case. What they would tell us is that one person is dead. Police are not releasing how that person died. Now, we spoke to a worker at a nearby gas station here on Nichols Park Drive. An hour before police were called this morning, the worker told us 2 men in their 20s walked into the store. One of the men covered in blood. He said the 2 men went into the bathroom, and a few moments later, one of the men ran out of the store. The second one came out, informed the worker he had just been deer hunting and then left the store. Now, we aren't sure if these two situations are related. We do know one person is being questioned right now at police headquarters. We are working on getting more information, and police are telling us it's going to be a while before they can process the scene. They're hoping to find out more information once the sun comes up. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Well, police have made an arrest in a Pulaski County murder case. Jesse Brown is charged with murder. He was one of 3 people identified as persons of interest in the case. Police say that the victim, Danny Poor, was found dead in a rental cabin at a Pulaski County park. Investigators are still looking for 2 other people in connection to this case.
There will be extra security today on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University. EKU canceled classes for much of last week after a threatening message was found in a restroom on campus. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Richmond now with some student reaction to things trying to get back to normal.
Good morning, Bill. And this morning, that death threat is still weighing heavily on the minds of many students here at EKU. Since their school classes are no longer canceled and their extended fall break is now over, many of those students now heading back to class this morning, still worried about their safety. Now, police officers are not canceling any of their patrols. They say they will still be here with increased presence this morning. They say that they're hoping that their strong presence will bring students a peace of mind today. Many are still on edge because an arrest still has not been made after a threatening message was found in a campus bathroom on October 4th. That prompted university leaders to cancel the majority of classes last week as police officers increased their patrols in the area. Fall break then kept students out of class for the past 2 days. Officers have been interviewing persons of interest, but they have not been able to catch the person who said they would kill all by October 8th. That's concerning for students like Jonathan Reynolds.
I still have like a small concern in like the back of my head that's just be cautious. It could happen again at any moment.
EKU police are now offering a $10,000 reward for anyone who's able to give them information that could lead to an arrest. That's the latest here from the campus of EKU. I'm Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. And there will be no school in Montgomery County today because of similar threats of violence. In the last week, the school system there says 2 threatening messages were found on bathroom walls at McNabb Middle School and one at the Montgomery County Intermediate School. School leaders don't think the threats are credible. They just think they're copycats of the EKU threat. But out of caution, they have decided to close all Montgomery County schools today. Their fall break begins tomorrow.
Police arrested a college student accused of writing a threatening message on a different college campus. Barberville police charge 18-year-old Connor Kelly with terroristic threatening. They say the Union College baseball player wrote a message on a restroom wall of the campus library. That threat said, quote, "Kill them all tonight." Police say Kelly admitted he wrote the message and said he had been following the situation and EKU. I-64 westbound in Lexington is back open this morning. It was shut down near the Clark County line last night after a semi caught fire. At one point, flames and smoke were just seen pouring out of that truck. No one was hurt.
The time this morning is 6:05, and the University of Kentucky Women's Forum hosted a debate last night. It featured the 3 candidates running for Kentucky Lieutenant Governor. It was held at the W.T. Young Library. Among the issues discussed, education in the Commonwealth.
Kentucky needs to make an historic expansion of early learning opportunities for our youngest students. There are still too many 3, 4, and 5-year-olds in Kentucky that don't have access to high quality learning.
If we do not give parents the choice to flee from failing schools, then we will be having the same discussion in 10 years, wondering why our schools are failing our kids.
The thing that I think is most important for our K-12 is that we have some massive inequalities in our education system. One of the biggest problems we have is that 25% of our children are in poverty.
Election Day is November 3rd, now less than 3 weeks away.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris and First Alert Defender.
We are chilly this morning, sitting there in the 40s for virtually all locations. Madison County coming in at 50 degrees out at the airport, but we'll finish off in the 40s there. But look at these temperatures. 44 now in Monticello. It's pretty chilly. I mean, typically we're right around 50 degrees, and we're a little bit below that this morning. 46 now in Harlan. Jackson coming in at Breathitt County, right around 50 degrees. And you can see it's not a good start to the day in terms of the way it feels. It's on the chilly side as opposed to being on the cool side like we felt yesterday. But heading in through the afternoon, it'll feel and look just the same. Now, we're looking at these sky cams. I don't see anything really to be alarmed for. No visibility issues, no rain. Things look pretty good. It's just the feel outside. Kids going off to maybe the bus stop and off to the playground later on this morning and maybe into the afternoon hours. It's going to be quite chilly. Give them a coat, let them kind of hang tight, and keep them a little bit warm. 67 by the afternoon, which sounds okay. But you get any clouds filtering in, any breeze sliding on in, and that makes it feel quite cool. Going off into the night and into tomorrow morning, we're sitting there with clear skies. Cool and sunny ahead. This is what people will be talking about. The cool air kind of funneling on in. But let me tell you this. This is actually warm compared to what we're going to be seeing this weekend. There's going to be a big front there on Friday. That'll give us that small rain chance sliding on in here. And once that pushes on through, then you're talking about that cold blast sliding on in with the potential for not only frost, I think that's actually likely, but freeze too. There's potential for that. Maybe some patchy spots with freezing temperatures. Look at these highs on Saturday. Heading out to the court days, Mount Sterling, Preston, I mean, you're going to be dealing with some really cold temperatures. This is at 4 to 5 p.m. Much of your day is going to be sitting there in the 40s. Very chilly conditions. Add some wind, add some cloud cover. It's not going to feel great, but we're used to it, right? I believe the past couple of years have actually been pretty chilly. Sunday at 57 degrees there. And the forecast. Here's your 7-day and what it looks like next few days. Not too bad. But then we hit that Friday. That's when things start to change, Rebecca. We'll look for 61 degrees there on Friday. That small chance. And the only chance of rain we have in the forecast is on Friday. It's much about the temperatures as we saw towards your weekend. You saw that. 50s for highs, 30s for lows. Just can't rule out some freezing spots there across the region.
Got to get that winter coat closet ready.
Got to be ready. That's right.
All right. Each morning we bring you weather and traffic. Here's a look right now at what is happening on this Wednesday with Dawn.
Hey, good morning. Well, no wrecks, and we just checked Clay's Mill. Right now, between Jesse Clark and Lexington Catholic, it's in decent shape. If you plan to be inbound Leestown Road past Greendale, we're okay through there. And on the inner and outer loops of the circle, between Nicholasville Road over to Winchester Road, so far, traffic's moving well. Live look at Man o' War and Nicholasville Road as the city's coming to life this morning. And then around the city on our Waze map, we can see things look okay on the north side. So far, so good on North Broadway, Newtown Pike. Also, if you plan to be inbound Leestown Road, as we just talked about at Greendale, looks like we're in good shape there. Now back to you in the studio.
Okay, should be a nice ride in. It is chilly out there this morning, as Rebecca was mentioning earlier. Going to have a little heat.
Crank on that heat, hey.
A lot of folks are talking about having to have heat on their homes this weekend as well. So keep in mind to have your system checked out before you get things going for the season. 6:10 our time on WKYT, early on your Wednesday.
We're going to break down last night's Democratic presidential debate and have analysis from Las Vegas.
And an update on former NBA star Lamar Odom, who is in the hospital this morning after being found unconscious at a Nevada brothel.